Start streaming. YouTube says live. All right. No one's watching, but for the replay. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the world of Akala. Today we are just doing a bit of a chat show. I've got Zumi and I've got Timo with me. And maybe later we will play an adventure in Akala. So yeah, right now we're just hanging out, just talking anything D&D. I'm very tired, so this might not be exciting. But
So going off from that leap, Patch, what are your opinions of the rules about sleeping in D&D?
the rules about sleeping in D&D.
Yeah, that was a joke.
Well, there are a lot of people out there that don't like the long rest mechanic in 5e.
Mm. Well, yeah, I actually have a. Well, it was sort of a joke, but I sort of do have something that, if we are talking about all things in D&D in general,
Yeah.
Yeah, not necessarily the long rest mechanic, which, yeah, it works for what it is intended, but something that I find curious is there isn't really that much limit to in the game on, for example, how much you can do on those hours you're not sleeping. So basically, there's nothing that prevents, if you have a character, you could have them work 16 hours for a really hard, demanding job, like physically demanding job. They could travel for 16 hours, then take a long rest, and everything is okay. And
Pretty much, yeah.
I mean, we all know that's not actually true.
Yeah, that's bullshit.
Yeah. So
they can get to it. They can get to a fight, have their arm like almost completely severed off their body, take a long rest. Oh, they're fine now. There's nothing wrong with them at all.
Well,
Yep.
there are some optional rules. I think they're in the DMG for lasting injuries. So if you decide that in the course of a battle someone's arm is sliced like halfway through, if they don't get magical healing, a long rest isn't going to heal that. But magical healing would.
That's why that's why I love my artificer character. If she ever has that problem, like her arm gets sliced off or something, I'm gonna have her build a mechanical one.
Yeah.
What if both your arms get sliced off?
Handed for what's the name? Mage hand. She can use mage hand to build.
Yeah. That was my follow-up question. How do you build them?
Using mage hand.
Yeah. So
Take,
you were one step ahead.
Take the meta magic feat and just twin spell mage hand, so you have 2 spectral hands.
Exactly. Oh, that's a good idea, actually.
You can't do that for very long because of
concentration.
No, the sorcery points run out.
Oh yeah, the sorcery points would run out. Yeah, that's true.
That would be a cool character concept, though. Someone who was missing their forearms and just used mage hands.
Ooh,
yeah, or just
a monk,
just
a monk with astral arms. A monk with astral arms.
Yeah, but it wouldn't be actually work. You could have like an old warrior hero who has lost one arm, and they use mage hand to hold the sword.
That'd
be awesome, actually.
Yeah,
like a permanent mage hand. Oh, there you go.
Not permanent. I mean, it still has. Maybe make it so that it has. Well, actually, mage hand is not concentration spell, so. But yeah, I mean, normally they go around without the hand. Battle starts. First thing they do, cast mage hand.
No.
And go and fight.
No, I just had an idea. Have a character without any arms, and basically they have a necklace that casts dual casts mage hand on them, so they have 2 astral hands from coming from the necklace. That would be an interesting character to play.
That would be pretty fun.
That'd be a fun character to play.
Yeah, and the
be
moment
limited,
somebody
but-
steals that necklace,
Oh god. Have it cursed so it can't be removed.
well, there are ways against that. But think about it the other way. Maybe the guy walks into an anti-magic field and boom,
Oh,
we're
yeah, that would
arms.
that would make it a little bit difficult for them, but they'd still manage to get through it because they're used to not having arms their entire life. So
Yeah. But enough of the sidetrack. How do you actually do this? Like, if somebody has, let's say you have a campaign where you're giving chase to the bad guy, like not running on the street after them, but they are 3 hours. They left 3 hours before you. They're heading to that keep, and you travel a full day. The sun is setting. Do you camp? Do you push on? How do you solve this? I mean, I know there are some rules for this, but I'm just curious on what's your view on this.
Like
Basically,
if I were the
forced
player?
march. No, if you were the dungeon master and basically in this you're in a hurry but in a strategic sense, so that we're talking about, should we go 2 hours more or should we camp now? Maybe we can get there in 2 hours, but then we have traveled like all day. And do you use these rules ever?
I've never had a situation where that arose, but I probably would, because I think they're forced march rules. I think if you keep going past 8 hours, you get levels of exhaustion. I probably would use them.
Yeah, and this is actually one of my other things. Yeah, the rules exist. I don't just like them that much, the way they are done. If I remember them correctly, I have to cheat here and see what it is in D&D because...
And Timo, if I'm not mistaken, you have a special rule in place too as well, like the Elder Scrolls Oblivion rule, where you can only level up after you've had a long rest.
I do it in the campaign because it makes it sort of more natural that you're you do something special, you have to recover a little bit, and then you get your extra. So it's more a flavor thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, the forced march, for every hour beyond 8 hours, you have to make a Constitution save. The DC is 10 plus 1 for each hour past 8 hours, and on a fail, you get a level of exhaustion.
Yeah. So here's what I don't actually like about that so much. You can go 8 hours without any problems, but then DC, basically the lowest one is DC 11 Constitution saving throw. Mm-hmm. That would be, for an average person, that would be less than 50% chance to do it. So you're basically saying that the normal person, they can go 8 hours with no problem, but if they go 9 hours, they're completely tired.
Well, I think the idea is by the end of that 8 hours, you're tired. And you're pushing yourself past your limit if you keep going.
Yeah. But, yeah. Well, yeah, that is... Because then the thing, how fast it scales up from there, that's my next problem. Because then if you go 10 hours, you might have 2 levels of exhaustion. Yeah. You need 2 days to stay off. Or get it off. So... I like the mechanic as such, but I will probably, whenever I use it, I will use it slightly differently. Probably like 2 or 3 hours so you can go 2 hours or maybe 3 hours extra with one roll.
Mm-hmm. Makes sense.
Yeah, makes sense.
So, what are your other favorite special rules that don't come up every time?
See, you're asking me that while I'm really tired. And I know. I'm not allowed to be tired. Screw you, I didn't sleep a lot last night.
Yeah. But, yeah. Well, let's go let's go another way. Do you have some rule that you have made, house rule that you like? Something that's really something that you like and would like to share, basically. I mean, this is D&D stream, so
Yeah. Nothing exciting. I use the a version of the 5-foot adjust from 3rd edition. Mine's a little bit different. So you can get an extra 5 feet of movement as long as it doesn't provoke an attack of opportunity. So as part of your movement, your action, any part of your turn or your reaction, you can move 5 feet as long as it doesn't provoke an attack of opportunity. So it gives you a little bit of extra wiggle room to adjust yourself to do what you want to do.
oh, okay. Is that like a free action?
Yeah, it doesn't cost you anything.
So is there a reason not to take it every turn?
If you don't need it.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, like
obviously.
if you can get yourself in position in 20 feet, then you don't need it.
Yeah.
But if you need that extra 5 feet, you can have it as long as you're not provoking an opportunity attack in the process.
Yeah, right. Yeah, makes sense. That's interesting. And Zumi, do you have anything house rule wise that you have tried, are thinking of trying, or in general are enjoying?
I haven't DM'd any yet, so I don't know yet. But I will be DMing probably next Monday.
Yeah, I forgot to announce that yesterday. That there's no ice cold.
Why?
There's no ice cold.
If only we had a stream we could use to advertise it.
Yeah, that'd be nice. That'd be awesome to be able to advertise that I was.
If only.
Yeah, if only. So Zumi, what is this game of yours? Tell us a little about it.
It's based on, well, I had originally intended it just to be purely a Wizard of Oz campaign. It's going to be called the Warlocks of Zazz, Sazz. But I had decided Wizards of Oz is a little bit, limited. So I decided to add in some other fables as well, like Alice in Wonderland, The Big Bad Wolf, some Grimm fairy tales, the Grimm brothers.
Yes,
Some other stuff. Just it'll be a bunch of fables tossed in together, essentially.
That sounds interesting. So,
we'll be
if
playing...
it's called Warlocks of Zazz, or are all the player characters expected to be like a 70s movie?
Oh God!
Women or with crazy hair and attitude? No, just my first opinion. I mean,
Zazz.
Think about it. Think about it.
Sass.
It's not Sass. It's not Warlocks of Zazz. Well,
I like I said.
Zazz.
Yeah, guys. Like I said, I have had a long day, so not all of the material I'm throwing here is gonna be funny.
One monster I do plan on using. You've heard of the land shark, right?
Yes.
You've heard of a water shark, just a normal everyday shark that goes.
Yeah, they're called shark.
They're called sharks.
Yeah.
One character I'm going to be using is called an air shark. It's a flying shark.
It's a Sharknado without the tornado.
Yeah, it's a Sharknado without tornado. It's a shark with wings.
Yeah, so basically, if you a swarm of air sharks is called a Sharknado.
Yeah, a swarm of air sharks would be called a Sharknado if they're spinning around.
Well, I mean,
if they're swimming around the air.
Isn't that what sharks do? I don't know. I don't know anything about animals.
And the Sander Batch. There's going to be a Sander Batch.
Oh, you say that out loud. It sounds like you're giving me a nickname.
Sandy Batch. The Webberjock.
Yeah.
She's transposing the letters of the Bandersnatch and the Jabberwock.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shh. Leave something for the audience to figure out on their
or
their
maybe,
own.
or maybe a Banderwalk. Banderwalkie.
Banderwalkie.
Yeah, Banderwalkie, Banderwalkie and Jabbersnatch.
Jabbersnatch.
That doesn't sound
No.
right. That
No,
does not sound
Jabbersnatch.
right.
Come on, guys. This sounds like something you should not.
This is
Search
supposed
on
to be
Google without-
PG.
Yeah,
I'll work on the name, okay?
definitely. But yeah, sounds interesting.
We will be doing this on Monday. So if anyone ever looks at the calendar, they'll see that the last Monday of every month we take off of Ice Cold Freedom. I might have mentioned this yesterday at some point. But it's just to give me a break from running that campaign, and anybody who plays it, give a break if they want it, which haven't really needed a break from it, but I'm going to stick with the schedule. So
Yeah.
we're going to be playing Warlocks of Zazz in place of Ice Cold Freedom on Monday. I want to start at 3 Eastern instead of 4, so I want to start an hour early. I'm going to try. No promises, but I'm going to try. That way you can get 3 hours in.
And I want to make it a little bit more of a serious campaign, but I do want some comedy elements in it, so it's going to be a little bit of a mix.
Yeah, if you have a monster called a Jabbersnatch, it's not going to be serious.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Come on.
Yeah, I'm with Patch on this one. I mean, he nailed it.
Or I could just stick with the original names, Bandersnatch and Jabberwock.
Are they? They're public domain at this point, aren't they?
Yeah, they would be. Yeah, I would assume so. Lewis Carroll, yeah.
Yeah, I think that stuff's. I think
Because if it's public domain, if it's just public domain, I'm just going to use the original names.
It's Lewis Carroll public domain. All works published during the lifetime of Lewis Carroll out of copyright, also known as in the public domain throughout the world.
Oh, sweet. Okay,
Yeah.
so I can just use Bandersnatch and Jabberwock then.
Yeah.
That's fine then.
Yeah, it's public domain.
I just didn't want to use any copyrighted
Exactly,
names
yeah.
because yeah. But since they're in the public domain, I can use them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sweet. But that's a challenge level. The Jabberwock is a challenge rating 8, and the Bandersnatch is a challenge rating, I think, 10.
So we won't be fighting them on Monday. Not yet.
Oh no.
They will be chasing you on Monday.
They'll be chasing us.
You'll be running away.
Yeah.
Well, the Jabberwock is very important to the story as well as the Bandersnatch. You'll hear about them on Monday. You will definitely hear about them, but you won't be fighting them.
Okay.
Yeah. Quick question, Patch.
Yeah.
Have you ever had your player characters run away from a combat?
I don't think so. Because they're always too stubborn.
Yeah. Yeah, we are.
Yeah.
Because even when we were supposed to run away from that fight with
The Armonite.
yeah, the Armonite, we were supposed to run away from that, but we were like, no.
Yeah. And which is another interesting point.
If we kicked its ass.
There are very few, from my experience, very few groups run away from battles.
Yeah.
I think we messed up our DM's plans many times because we tended to do it a lot in my home in another game.
Well, there are two rules. There are 2 rules in D&D. 1, never expect the DM's plans to go as he intended or she intended. And 2,
Always check the chest for traps.
no, the DM is God. DM is God,
Yeah.
and the DM can always be subverted.
Yeah.
The player
Yeah,
will always
yes,
ruin the DM's plans.
Last night was, oh boy.
Yeah, last night. Like last night.
I haven't watched it all the way yet.
I
So
won't spoil it for you, but
yeah, please don't.
Yeah,
Because
we won't.
I,
We won't.
I got home a little bit
yeah.
like hour before you started this, so
My plans
I
my
didn't
plans
have
went out the window. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
I think I saw it to the point where they killed the
Ruby's
large
got it
demon,
right.
and then there was the castle was burning, and everybody still wanted to kill everything,
Yeah.
which is not in any way related to the question I originally made about people running away, but it happens to actually be a quite nice tie-in.
Yeah, I couldn't even get them to run away. Then they're like, "No, we want to kill the Black Blades." I'm like, "The castle's burning. You're not gonna run. The castle's burning."
Yeah, and actually, I have a theory about this. So, if you want the opponents, the players to run away,
Oh,
you have to make it so that they must have the chance to fight and figure out themselves that this is not working. And I mean, if you have a very powerful creature and they're like, okay, I'm gonna use my special attack or something and it will do 200 points of damage and kill the player character, they're not gonna learn. They get hit and then they're dead. What you need is, if you have a monster or whatever that you want the players to run from, it has to be way more durable than the players can damage. It doesn't actually have to do a lot of damage, but it has to
Be durable. Yeah.
Yeah, it has to be able to take the damage and possibly regenerate.
Oh.
So that the players realize that, we can't beat this. And then it is all the time like making a little bit of damage to the players, and then they realize that, if we stay here, we can't stay up.
Either that or have such a high AC that no attack has any chance of hitting.
That's actually not really good, because that tends to be annoying.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. So it's better that if you can hit it and damage it, but for example, it regenerates a lot, or it just has a fuck ton of hit points.
Mm-hmm.
Or both. It just keeps on regenerating every single turn.
Basically, your players should be able to stay alive against the creature for, say, 5 rounds. And if in that time they haven't killed it, they should run. They should have figured by then that, we're going to need to run.
But some players aren't that...
Yeah.
Also, charges do tend to run out, so that regeneration won't stay forever.
Hey.
Unless it's a natural ability to regenerate.
Yeah. So,
Ruby says if the players can't figure out Cthulhu and power armor is a bit too tougher, then maybe a character death is deserved.
Yeah.
Fair point. However, you may still be overestimating your characters or the players.
Either that or have the monster literally ascend into godhood.
Yeah.
In the middle of battle.
But I mean, well, I don't think I'm gonna give anything away of the Afterwards campaign right now, but one of the things, for example, that makes it really mean combination for a monster is if it has obviously regeneration, because that means that if you don't do certain amount of damage, you are going to lose. If you do over a certain amount of damage, then you might kill it, but it still might kill you before. And combine that with something like the fire elemental that has this, that if you hit it, you take certain amount of fire damage for each melee hit, because it's so hot that it burns you, something like this. I don't remember the name of the rule. So if you have a creature that regenerates and you take damage every time you hit it, you're left with only range attacks and spells. Spells run out, range attacks run out of ammo, and then you're left with something like cantrips. And at that point, you should realize that, this is not going to work. Also helps if you make the creature very slow. So
Oh,
that
yeah,
they
so they
figure
can
out,
actually
yeah,
run
we
away,
could run
yeah.
up. Yeah. But, yeah. Getting people to run away is not always the easiest.
No. Because
No.
they are stubborn. We can kill this thing.
Yeah.
Well, they think the DM is going to be honest and go ahead and tell you, oh, you're not going to be able to kill this thing.
Oh, yeah, I'm totally wrong DM for you.
Either that or you think the DM is honest and isn't going to give you a fight that you can't actually beat.
Oh, I'm still not DM for you. I will definitely throw in monsters that you cannot kill. I will promise you that.
And you think the DM's honest and is not going to try to TPK you right off the bat.
Yeah.
Armonite.
The thing is,
it wasn't supposed to be a TPK, and that was like round 5, I think.
Round 5, yeah. I think that was round 5, yeah.
It wasn't right off the bat. That was like 6 or 7 sessions in.
you don't need to outrun the monster, just the slowest character.
Yeah.
That's true. But yeah, I actually like the for the yeah, my brain just shut down for a moment. Reboot it. I like the idea that you might find a monster or something that is too tough for you, and you cannot actually beat it. But that doesn't mean it's over. You can always come back later. That's my philosophy. That yeah. Let's say you find your first level character. You find I don't know, like a young dragon, which is like tier, I think 7 to 10, or depending on the type.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're not gonna have a chance. But that dragon is gonna stay there. You can go around to other stuff, and later you might find out that, hey, we could go and kill the dragon now. And then you could go there. Because this is also something that I like, that your world has these things you have heard about or seen, or people you have met, places you have been, they will come back later again. Because they give you the feeling that, yeah, something, the world is more than just my things that I do. There's a whole world around us. Things happen there, and we might meet somebody now, we might meet them 10 sessions later, and stuff has happened to them in between.
Mm-hmm.
I think it deepens the world of the game.
Yeah, I agree.
So just a note, Zumi, you don't have to kill everything on the first try. It's okay to run away. Prepare to die.
Prepare to die. Hello, my name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die.
Best movie ever.
Yeah.
Yes, it was.
I want a TTRPG based on that.
Oh, that'd be awesome. Princess Bride TTRPG.
I'd learn it and I'd run it.
Well, you can always do that in D&D. That's the great thing about D&D. It's
really
fully adjustable.
Yeah.
I think I might do that as a one shot.
It is a fully customizable game. That's the great thing about D&D is it's customized.
Customizable.
That's the word. Yeah, I can words.
Yes, let the person who doesn't speak English as their native language tell you what you meant to say.
I can words.
Oh boy.
I can has word.
Yes, you can has words. Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I know. I'm.
That's what stuttering gets you.
Yeah, I know. I'm quite familiar with that because, yeah, my brain sometimes short circuits me halfway through the sentence.
customizability. That's the word I was trying to say. Customizability. That's a hard word to say.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
But that's the great thing about D&D is
Yeah.
the storytelling aspect is you can tell all kinds of stories in any way you want to.
Hmm.
Mhm.
That is what I love about it. It's what drew me to the DM chair.
That's what drew me to D&D to begin with because I love role playing. I just love role play games. I just love role playing in general.
I like mm, the concept of the characters. I mean, well, okay, yeah. Let's give me a moment. Basically, I have played as been a player and have been a DM. When I'm a player, I like to develop the character. I actually like starting on level 1
Yeah.
and then not deciding what my character is, but just building it along based on what happens.
Hmm.
And that's some. I mean, I may have an idea, but I'm willing to change it if something fits the story. And then I especially like those long arc character developments. If you want an example, I have played with a few people locally, people I know, D&D for at least 3 years. We don't play that often, and we have had a quite a long pause now, but because of things. But yeah, I think we started 2020 or 2019 actually. So we have had the game going for quite a long time. I still haven't told anybody that my character's name is not the one that he uses. That might come up next session when we have a chance. But there was like a bit of background for that.
One of my favorite characters was an older player that I used to play. He had been in several campaigns across the years because with him, he was literally driven mad by the gods. And he was granted immortality by the gods, and he had to keep on resetting to level 1 because the gods kept playing tricks on him.
Oh.
So I would keep on reusing this character because he's immortal, so he can't, die of old age or anything. So it's the perfect, excuse for, oh, you just got reset to level 1. That's just the gods, gotten pissed at him again.
Oh, yeah. Did you have something going on with the camera patch or?
Yeah, I got it. We're good.
Yeah, I was wondering if something happened. I saw the stream.
And by the 4th time I used that character, he was completely insane, and yeah. And he had gone through different classes too, from a rogue to let me see now, barbarian to a archer to a ranger rather. He'd done every physical
Yeah.
to a fighter. He was a rogue, then barbarian the next campaign, then he was a ranger the next campaign, then he was a fighter the last campaign I had him in.
I would like to see a superhero who can. I'm guessing there's a word missing. Or is that a question for us?
What?
Reading the chat.
I
would like to see superhero who can't die because Edita is ex-GF and she doesn't want anything to do with it. Do with him.
My aim was up there.
Yeah. I'm guessing because Death is his ex-girlfriend and she doesn't want anything to do with it.
Okay.
That's why the person is.
Oh, that's funny.
Death, yeah. Oh, so like a Deadpool character.
Oh, gosh,
well, yeah. I mean, every time the character is about to die, they wake up as a spirit and nobody here. Weird. And somewhere behind the tree, there's a Grim Reaper going, nope, not gonna touch that one again.
Nope. You go back to living. Go back to the living. Nope, don't want anything to do with you.
What are your thoughts on Max Verstappen?
Thoughts on what?
Max Verstappen. What?
That.
Max Verstappen?
Not sure. Is it Verstappen somebody who drove Formula One? Or am I completely wrong here?
Were you saying the name of a person? Because
Read the
Max
chat.
Verstappen, yeah, Belgian Dutch motorsports racing driver.
Oh.
Oh,
So I know nothing
Oh,
about sports, and I still
the
knew that one.
the chat
I know
again.
nothing about
Okay.
sports. I know nothing about sports.
Yep.
You may want to elaborate a little bit about that, unless you want us to talk about Formula One, in which case I say, yeah,
No.
I rolled a nat one on the Formula, so
I rolled. Is it possible to roll below a net one? Because I just did.
well, I mean, I'm Finnish, so there are some Finnish F1 drivers, but
Best F1 driver alive. Okay. No clue. I have no
Yep.
clue who
No,
that team
not a
is.
clue. So my thoughts are cool.
oh no. Surprisingly, colors are not tied to sports.
Yeah, colors aren't.
Orange is just my color,
Orange is just his color. Yeah.
Yeah.
and I like to
mean-
wear it on St. Patrick's Day to piss people off.
No. I mean, as long as you don't get that in your skin and your hair, you're fine.
Yeah. As long as it's not the color of your skin, because we already had one of those. And
Yeah, no.
we saw how that turned out to be.
Yeah. Yep. This is the all cats are animal, but not all animals are cats situation.
Yeah. Like all bats are birds, but not all birds are bats.
What?
So what now?
No,
That took a minute. That took a minute for y'all to get it.
because I was
just
talking
put
to
something in
Libby.
I just put something in some food in my mouth and
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. I'm seeing if Libby can, if Libby wants to play Adventures in a Call tonight. Because
Like all had it.
I don't really want to do it with just 2 players. I'd rather do it with at least
No.
3. So
Yeah. Yeah, they had. We had a game Sunday, and Jared had some interesting things going on with Libby, who couldn't make it. So, nice segue. Badge, how do you usually deal with cases if you know in advance that the player is not available for, let's say, a few sessions or maybe longer period of time? Do you actually do something about that? I mean, do you write a story reason why they are not there, or if you know, let's say if you know in advance, for example, that one of your regular players will be off for 1 month and you play once a week, would you do something to, in the game set up for that character being away for a month?
the only time I've had to deal with that was when Craig had to leave Ice Cold Freedom for a little bit. And I kind of I had him stuck in Discos, so that was my excuse. And
Yeah.
But you had a story reason to actually, like,
yeah,
you made it in the story that the character was not available for a moment.
exactly, yeah.
How do you feel about keeping them around as an NPC type of character, or asking others to? I mean, it works. It makes sense if it's like last minute random. Hey guys, I can't come. Something came up at work. I can't come to game today.
Mm.
So then you might have, okay, we're gonna have a combat. You guys control that guy. But
I think if at least one or more of the other players has an idea of how the character would play, and the character's player is 100% okay with it, I see no reason why they couldn't keep the character around and just have someone else play it.
Indeed.
Yeah, like right now with Rinswine, we know how he would react pretty much to everything. So
Jordan even tried an accent. That was fun.
Yeah, George tried a really
I
bad accent.
I didn't try watch all the way. Like I said, did he try to pee on anything or eat anything?
Yeah, he
Eat
did.
no
He
pee
did.
yes.
Eat no PS. Yeah.
Okay, so about let's say about half a rinse wine there.
Half a rinse wine.
Yeah, I mean, let's face it, peeing is 90% of his character.
Yeah, that happened twice, I think.
Yeah,
Once on the Nixitar and once on what's his name? The Warforged dude. I can't think of his
Yeah,
name right now.
tried to pee on Arwen's dad.
Yeah, I tried to peel on Arwen's dad.
yeah. So, what's with the fascination of making characters that are like, well, not carbon copies of known pop culture figures, but close? Do you find that like appealing and interesting, or do
Well,
you?
the first D&D character I ever made was based on Galahad from Arthur's Round Table. So yeah, I kind of get it. Like if you have a fictional character that you like that you'd want to roleplay as, D&D gives you the perfect opportunity to do that, or any kind of D&D RPG
Like
gives you the chance to
like
do that.
like Sorrow is very loosely based on several characters, like Kyle Rayner from the Green Lanterns, as well as Zoro from One Piece, as well as Zoro from Zoro.
Yeah,
So I kind of did a mishmash between all three of those characters for Sora,
you- yeah,
and but Arastra really isn't based on anyone in particular, but Ree is more based on Lena Inverse from Slayers, the Slayers anime. I kind of tried to make her more stubborn, more kind of bipolar in a way,
yeah,
to where her attitude kind of gets in the way of her actual development.
yeah. So, but still basically,
And of course, my last character was loosely based on Iron Man, the one for Adventures in Akala.
Mm.
yeah, yeah. I think I saw a discussion or in the stream you mentioned something about that. Yeah, I figured uh, but yeah, this is basically the reason I'm asking is because for me that sounds like I want to make something of my own. I mean, I'm all happy to throw in a random joke about the name Ganja of the Green, or some other references, but basically the personality of the character and the outlook of the character is what I want to make.
I mean,
I
with
think
all my
I
characters
like
at
both.
least, with all my characters at least, I base their basically their class on the character, but not their attitudes, not their personality.
Yeah.
Their personalities are completely different from the characters I base them on, but their skills are based on the characters.
So the next question would be when if you make these characters, do you first choose the character to imitate and then choose the class and skills based on that, or do you first choose the skill and the class that you want to play and then choose the character who would fit into that?
First one.
You didn't understand the question, so you just went with the obvious answer.
No, I understood the question.
Yeah, I'm just joking.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry. Yeah, like I said, I got into this snappy mode when I was in the practice, and we had some time to improv, so ad lib some jokes about a few scenes. So yeah. Anyway, So you pick the character and then, pick the character you want to play, and then do you do this often?
I only did it with the one character. And
So what?
when Josh joined my home game, which is the campaign I ran before I started streaming, he wanted to play essentially Cloud Strife from Final Fantasy VII. So I helped him build basically Cloud Strife in D&D. So I did that for him.
Nice.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I've always liked to. I like look around the rule books and thinking about what could you do, and then figure out figure out an excuse to make a certain type of character based on what might be interesting to try. I haven't really see I mean, the reason I'm talking about this is because it's kind of weird for me. I don't see the interest in playing somebody else.
What's your opinions on I hate changing this up. What's your opinions on multi-classing versus going for the capstone abilities?
I personally think that multi-classing gives you flexibility. That it gives you a lot more. I once made a druid based on druid from Asterix on Corsica. Yep. Yeah, sorry, got sidetracked by the chat. Anywho, I personally sort of like the multi-class option because the thing is, very few characters ever reach level 20.
Yeah.
So the end cap is not actually that much of a thing. Of course, depending on the type of character you play, you are still going to lose out on some of the high-end stuff. And especially for spellcasters, it's going to be a lot to lose 1 or 2 levels of but yeah. The spells have a level curve, so higher level spells are much more powerful.
Yeah.
So,
but you have more flexibility, though, like you said.
Yeah. But yeah, and also 1 or 2 levels of multi-class gives you quite a lot of things. And also there are multi-class options that give you nice synergy, like, basically any charisma-based casters.
Plus like a rogue warlock, yeah.
Like a rogue bard character is like super OP.
Skills are up the roof with that one. If you want some fighty, add paladin to any charisma spellcaster, like pure spellcaster. You can have a fighter dabble in few levels of basically any class to widen the fighter from just being a sword and shield to load somebody.
And a warlock sorcerer is a really good, like the best spellcaster you can possibly get.
Yeah.
If you have a DM that allows that whole coffee lock feature.
Yeah, the coffee lock. I like the coffee lock idea, though. I mean, it's infinite spells, essentially. As long as you have an action to be able to recharge your sorcery points. Just keep on recharging the sorcery points. Get infinite sorcery points. Infinite spells.
I'm not sure, because I don't think sorcery points were intended to work with pact magic. Yeah, they've said that yes, it can work, but I don't think it was intended to.
I think that's a glitch in the system, yeah. But it's allowed most DMs.
Yeah, I mean, the rules as written, it's allowed.
Yeah, according to the rules themselves, the hard written rules.
Yeah.
Not the soft rules that most DMs don't even follow, but.
But I mean, what is it based on the idea that you turn the warlock spell slot into sorcery points and then do what?
Yeah.
Short rest. Get your slots back. Turn them into sorcery points. Short rest.
Yeah. So rinse and repeat. Yeah.
Yeah.
The thing with that is that I'm guessing that if you start counting how long it takes for the sorcery points you get and what you can do with them, it's actually more beneficial to take a long rest.
It's always more
Depends on how you
beneficial
build
to
the
take a look at
character.
this.
I'm sorry?
I said depends on how you build the character, but yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Another great thing about D&D though is the ability to homebrew stuff, like different enemies. You can homebrew different the characters themselves. You can homebrew
Yeah.
like races, classes. You can homebrew subclasses. I mean,
That's kind of my favorite part of of being a DM is getting to homebrew stuff.
Yeah.
so
I
I'm
also
so I'm a
like
wish.
that.
So then I'm a wish come true then because I love homebrewing stuff. I love coming up with new ideas.
Uh, I don't know. I would probably be on some sort of evil mastermind because when I'm DMing, I love the plotting, the making the web of things that connects everything connects, or not
Yep.
everything connects to everything, but making those wide webs that something is connected to something, although it might
Well,
not be obvious at the
Mhm.
first glance, and then
yeah.
building those things, referring back to stuff that was said like in third session in the game later, all that kind of stuff. I like it
Yeah.
because it's fun.
That's happened quite a bit in High School Freedom. That's happened a couple times.
Patch likes it too.
I do. Yeah.
What about the other way around? How do you deal with predicting the future?
Foreshadowing.
Foreshadowing, premonitions, prophecies, stuff like that.
Just watch
Do you like
Rangers.
them?
Just watch Rangers of Power from last night. You'll see how I dealt with that.
Yeah.
I will, but I didn't have time to do that yet, so it's on my list. But I will. I will have to.
I'll just say this much without spoiling anything. Paralysis can be a bitch.
I know,
Yes, it can. Yes, it can.
but I will have to tell. I mean, okay. Yeah. Just to
And
basically explain something first. I have never watched Power Rangers. The show didn't come up in here in Finland
Okay.
before I was like, I think I was in my late teens when it came up, and I didn't find it
Yeah.
appealing in any way. So it
I
was.
was about 16 when it started. So yeah, I got into it whenever I was in high school.
Yeah. I didn't watch it. I never found it appealing here. I know it was shown on TV, but another thing for me. So I don't really know that much about it. But if I have understood things, you are sort of following things that happened in the Power Rangers.
Yeah.
Are you?
Rather rapidly,
So-
but yes.
Yeah.
So yeah, loosely, but
Yeah.
so when
Trying
you
to
come
follow
out
the
with
events of-
prophecies and predicting the future, yeah, there's like full episodes of the stuff to watch if you want to know what's gonna happen.
Like,
Well-
it's easy to predict if you want to try. You could kind of predict what monsters are coming up next.
Yeah, so that's the thing. But have you ever predicted anything for the players who are? That's basically. Have you ever predicted something with this with the intent that you're gonna make this thing come up, and then but it's not something that they can really see in advance. Basically, nothing that's not something that you take from the copy from the popular culture references that you make because we all make them or something. Have you ever done something like really do something that I'm gonna do this is the prophecy, I will write it up sort of messy that you cannot understand what's gonna happen, and then you know what it refers to and you're gonna bring that into the game later?
Trying to remember
Have you
if
ever-
I did anything like that for my first campaign. I don't think
Because,
I ever wrote out any prophecy, but I definitely did a lot of foreshadowing. that
Yeah.
they never
Well,
really
let-
picked up on.
Yeah, I know.
Let's re-
That's
Warlocks of Zazz is going to have one huge prophecy in the very first episode. It's going to have a huge prophecy for rebuild, so that's going to be interesting.
yeah, and I can honestly say that uh, do take the do look into the old prophecies that are like this. Well, you can always go with the traditional ones that the witch prophecies from Macbeth or like, well, if you're not familiar, like prophecies that are sort of reasonable but might have a twist on them. The basic example, which is also in the Lord of the Rings, is the whole the creature that no man can kill. Yeah, I mean, it is a prophecy in itself, and it is rather simple one. As we have, I'm guessing we have all seen Lord of the Rings and
I have.
remember the
Yeah.
yeah. So all you need is a woman in that case. But you can make a lot of more complicated prophecies to basically hide the real solution. Yeah, wooden walls are the protection of Athens, I think is the
Well,
quote.
if you don't know where you're going, any road will get you there.
Indeed. Never underestimate the ability of the players to make up connections.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
Also, never underestimate the ability of the players to not make connections.
Or to make misconnections.
Yeah,
So many times I've had my players connect the dots and draw a picture that was so very, very wrong.
ICF the other day.
Yeah. Of course, that one might have been my bad. I might not have been clear enough, but I thought I was.
trust me, people don't notice subtle hints.
Well,
You
I did.
will actually,
I wasn't being subtle. The guy literally said it.
yeah, but I mean, yeah, they would also have
Yeah,
to tell.
he literally said it. Yeah.
Yeah, you have to preface it with listen very carefully. This is important. Otherwise, it's subtle.
Oh, oh gosh.
So, Patch, as you have DM experience, what's the what is the meanest joke you have pulled on your players in a game?
The meanest joke.
Yeah. Have you ever done something which you knew that basically done something for the players which it was meant for your players, not their characters?
Oh, I don't know.
Basically, have you ever done the thing that you know how, after some time you know how your players act, and then you do, well, if I do this, they are gonna do this, and yeah, then you do something that gets them into trouble, or
There's
something
probably
that
something, but I'm gonna use the tired excuse again because I'm having trouble thinking of stuff.
oh man,
Do you have an answer for that question?
I've done things like that. Yes. Well, I'm not at liberty to discuss all of them since Zumi is in one of my games, but uh, I can tell you.
Like that thing with Roland.
Well, yeah, I mean, chicken salad is a dangerous thing.
Yeah, that. Okay, so my
You want to
character,
explain this?
my character specifically asked for a salad at the bar. That they only serve like really deep fried foods and like meat and stuff, and she specifically asked for a salad. And he's like, "No, we only serve this here." It's like,
Yeah.
oh.
Only meats, the real manly man
Okay.
stuff.
And
If it
then
doesn't have fat and meat and fat, it's not food.
and then we wake up from sleeping in, the inn that we were in, it because it has like a bar at the very bottom of it. We come in to Roland. I don't know how really to describe him.
Well, to me, listening, he sounded like a mob boss.
Basically, yeah, he's like
Yeah.
a mob boss. We come into him sitting gingerly eating a chicken salad with lettuce, tomato, cucumbers, onions, and everything else, just politely eating it, and everyone else is just completely silent.
Quiet and minding their own business.
Yeah.
And of course, this was after you had fucked up.
Yeah, well, I hadn't fucked up. I just stole a lot of stuff, a lot of important stuff from
I
rich
just
people.
used a general you here, as in the group.
And my character, of course, got really scared and started to bolt back up the stairs. He's like, no, stop. And my character, of course, stops in her tracks.
Yeah.
That was a very tense scene for her.
I
For everyone involved, really.
actually, yeah. Zumi, you were in the game, Patch. You were you listening to
I
that
was
when
listening,
we played
yeah.
that?
I was
Yeah.
listening.
This is something I did on purpose. I don't know if you got it on. Did you notice that I had no background music on that?
Yeah, everything else he had background music up, but
Oh, that's friggin'
no
brilliant.
background music. Yeah.
That's actually surprisingly effective way to create
Yeah.
tension.
That's brilliant.
Yeah, yes, yeah, Libby, the rat fucked up. Okay, yeah. Because in an earlier session, we were at this mansion, essentially, with a huge party going on. And she just went from person to person stealing stuff. And I looked out on the rolls like hardcore that night because I just kept on stealing stuff. And yeah.
Yeah. For everybody listening or not maybe familiar, yeah, the group went to this basically a nightclub. It has some
Yeah.
gambling, drinking, dancing, and George, who plays the part of the group, wanted to make a big splash. You know, I'm rich, I'm important, notice me. By the way, you can hire us to do stuff. Basically, advertising for the whole group. So he made a big splash that they were their first time. They were adventurers. He was the
Libby.
boss. These are the other group members. Yeah. And Zumi's character steals some stuff from there. So obviously, after, sometime after they leave, somebody noticed that things have been stolen. The owner doesn't like things being stolen in their club, so who do you contact when things are stolen? Well, you want somebody to figure out what has happened, and well, a mob boss would know quite a lot on what's going around on the stealing front. So, yeah, the owner of the establishment contacted the mob boss, who had on the night before heard Gidget, Sumi's character, loudly claim in the bar that she wants to be a master thief.
Even though she's a druid. She's a druid. She's a druid. She's a druid.
Anyway.
And she's a bit of a
and also George's character, the bard, had make a big entry on the mob boss's table trying to impress him. So it wasn't really too hard for him to figure out that, yeah, there's somebody somebody was making a name of themselves. Oh, this guy, the guy who had the person who wanted to be a master thief in the group. Yeah, he found you, he came to talk to you, and, well, the rest, as they say, is a misery.
Yeah. That was fun. Except for the whole, getting found out part. But that was fun.
Oh, you don't know the half of it.
All right, we've been going for about an hour. So I don't think we're gonna play Adventures in a Call tonight, because
Oh,
I'm like
tired?
stupid tired. I don't know. I don't know why. And I got like 6 hours of sleep last night. Tried to take a nap earlier and it didn't work. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm stupid tired. And if we did have one more player, I'd push through because I already know what I'm gonna do. I have the quest board and I know I know what the like the three different quests are. If we had another player, I'd push through for you. I'd rather do it
Yeah.
with just more than two. Um, but yeah, so I think we'll wrap it up for today. I'm
Yeah.
gonna try and take a nap again. Hopefully, I can.
Yeah.
Uh,
I don't know if you noticed, but in the forum, Greg asked what level character for tomorrow. Is it level 5?
I
Or
just saw it. It'll be level 6 in case anyone wants to reuse the character they played last time, so they
Yeah, I
can
can
level
level
up.
up. I can level up. Okay.
Yeah.
I think mine was level 6, so yeah,
All right.
excellent.
All right. So thank you everybody for watching. Like, share, subscribe, support if you want to.
Yeah, pet the terrace, throw the dwarf, you know.
Pet the terrace, throw the door. Join
You
us.
know how it goes.
Join us tomorrow, 4 p.m. Eastern. We're going to be doing Adventures in Akala. I'm going to try harder to take a nap if I don't get enough sleep, but we will be doing it. There's gonna be plenty of us tomorrow, so we will see you then.
Yeah.
All right.
So thank you for visiting and join us later.
Thank you. Everyone have a good night.
Have a good night.
Uh